Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I welcome everyone in this meeting. Today, we will be going to discuss the ways of living on this planet and how the ways of living are impacting the Earth's life and its quality. As we know, we have entered a new era of existence. The ways of our living has been changing profoundly. We are using more fossil fuels. We are burning more crude oil. We are cutting more woods, using more water to fulfill our needs, and which completely pose a threat to the nature and our environment. I guess we are totally out of balance at this stage. I must say, in order to regain this balance, we must initiate new steps, we must initiate green steps. So, in order to have a sustainable system on the planet, let's go. I hope you will enjoy this presentation with me. Going ahead, we will be talking about the earth. What are the things we need to do? How this is impacting our life and everything. Explaining in short details about the activities such as use of fossil fuels, woods, and how such activities are impacting our livelihood. In this picture, you can see this small pictures give a very clear message. On the left hand side, there is very greenery and there is very colorful earth, and on the other side there is a very fade, very dim light. It completely shows the girl is using healthy practices, and in the way the earth is very green and very looking very colorful. On the other side, the guy is using cutting the trees, using industries are being led, and everything unhealthy activities are being used, and this shows how fade the picture is. So this clearly gives us a message. Practice some we should practice some sustainable methods, some renewable resources in order to have a very colorful life. And on the second picture, it just shows we all need to be together in order to protect our earth, because earth is all about us. We need to play our part, and in this way we can improve the ways of our living. The presentation main highlight will be discussing about the consumption of natural resources. As we know, the consumption of natural resources has shown a great rise from as comparison to the past. More, but fossil fuels are getting more expensive and expensive. The reserves have been decreased a lot in the past few years. The price of barrel of crude oil has skyrocketed. Electricity is getting more expensive and expensive. Due to these all activities, we have seen a great rise in greenhouse gases. A hole in on the ozone layer have been increased, and its surfaces. This all is posing a great threat to survivability and our existence on this planet. As we know, as comparison to a few years back, human are practicing more unhealthy practices, which has completed a complete mess in biodiversity. This biodiversity loss is not a tragedy, but a real cause, a single problem we have. Everybody needs to function properly. We know this. Everyone in this on this earth is a very crucial component. If some of the components are gone, we can't run a good biodiversity. Biodiversity is lost when some of the components are lost. As we know, the number of tigers have been decreased in South Asia due to more forest due to more forest fires, or we can say more cutting of trees. This completely led to extinctions of much of the animals, etc. Going further, I would like to show data how the use of gas, oil, and coal have been shown a rise from 1850s to 200s. You can see it is line chart how this has shown a great rise into 2000s. It almost the gas use of gas is almost touched it at 1200 TWH, and on all other oil and coal are also shown a great rise in use of rise. It is believed that fossil fuels are will be exchanged, will be finished, will be completed by 2050, and we will be left with more of fossil fuels, and we will be shortage of electricity. We can't run our homes. We can't see the light, etc. Going further, the greenhouse effect. We know the greenhouse effect is is kind of effect which are due to trapped, which is due to trapped, trapped of the many gases which are harmful for all of us. These lead to multiple problems such as uh, diseases, cancer, and many of the problems in the unborn babies. Greenhouse gases are very sensitive for many of the health groups. Uh, if they can't breathe properly, they have to struggle with breathing and everything. Going further, how this is affecting all of us. There are numerous ways which are affect. These all practices are harming us. There is a noise pollution, soil pollution, air pollution, and every kind of pollution which is now in our environment. Most of the countries in South Asia, in Asia, they are struggling to have a good quality air. The countries such as China or India are facing a huge problem in getting a clean air because this is all due to industrialization, the use of all resources at a very large scale. And toxic water is being released into waters, impacting the completely ocean life, killing marine elements. Air pollution is all over the world, is a major issue in all over the world. So we need to be strict and we need to follow a very strict plan in order to curb this effect. These are the small things which we need to do. We need to use, reduce, recycle. We have to go green. We have to start investing in education, which will rise out the poverty, which will educate people about use of the resources. We have, in order to regain our balance, we have to plan, reduce the impact what we are doing. We have to think, we have to plan that the things which we are doing, which must last longer. Changing the fossils to renewable should be a good plan. Reducing the consumption of plant, using the consumption of meat because the space which are required to keep meat animals should be used to have more grassland and which will be and ultimately more affordable and clean food be available to people of this earth. No fish zone should be there in the oceans. There should be treaty among nations that there should be no fish zone. Ocean needs a survival. In order to regain oceans, we need to stop fishing, so that nobody should enter the oceans and ocean must regain their life back. These are all the things which we should shop wisely. We should not use much chemicals. We should plant a tree. We should conserve water. These all are the things which are if we are practiced on our basis and ultimately which will help us to get a better life on the earth and for our existence. Here are some references which I used. Uh, and I would like to thank you all of you to listening to this presentation. I hope everybody everybody will practice some of these practices which I have discussed above. Uh, I hope to see you safe and see you again. Thank you. Have a good one.